Hi, this is JoAnn from SaratogaWine.com. We have Gabby Weiss with us today from Flor de Azar, a company down in Mexico that makes just this wonderful new liqueur. Why don't you tell us a little about it and the company?
I'm one of 3 female partners in the company. One of my best friends from college grew up in Mexico City, and she came to school in the US. And actually after graduating, both of us worked in agave spirits, me in New York and her in Mexico City. So we have been conspiring for a long time. Her name is Allie. We've been conspiring for a long time on how to work together. And one day while we were having drinks, we realized that there's at least a half of an ounce, sometimes even a full ounce of triple sec in every margarita. And most of them were old school French liqueurs. So like a Cointreau, Combier, Grand Marnier, all of these are old school French liqueurs, and they're being used in a pretty traditional Mexican cocktail. So kind of set us off on our path because there's been so much exciting innovation. Again, both of us worked in agave spirits, so we kind of had a front row seat to the way that people have gotten so excited about terroir and where all of their agave spirits are coming from, the farming practices, the growing, how the spirits produced. Our third partner, her name is Hilham Salome. She is a distiller, and she has a distillery in Mexico City in the northwest of the city called Flor de Luna. And she makes her own, cheers, hibiscus mezcal aperitif called Sheila, which is delicious.
Oh, wow, the nose right away is just so fresh and pop. You can even here, I can smell it just popping out of the glass. It's wonderful. And you've named a bunch of liqueurs that I wouldn't typically just drink out of a glass. But this, just sitting by itself, is just absolutely wonderful.
Thank you so much. If it's okay with you, I would love to make a little spritz for you. It is an ounce of Flor de Azar, which I will pour like this. An ounce of like a tart cava. So you want something pretty dry and tart, just so we can keep that flavor profile really nice. Ooh. Ooh, I'm gonna give that a bit more. Hello. Super, and then we're just gonna top with soda water. So it is really a 3-ingredient, easy cocktail that you can make at home. And it just showcases the botanicals in a really nice way. I'll give you that.
Wonderful.
And I'll keep my secret one from off camera
cheers.
To share with you. Cheers. It's meant to be sort of somewhere in between a Hugo Spritz and an Aperol Spritz, like really light, refreshing. The botanicals come through, but not as bitter as an Aperol.
Yeah, the first thing I think of is summer in a glass. That's really, it just like pops out at you. I can see myself sitting in the backyard in a hot day, just sipping on this. It's wonderful.
I'm so glad.
And I like the bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm a bubbles person, so I think to me that adds just another layer of freshness, and you can get the botanicals coming out. It really showcases the botanicals. It's really delicious.
We even make another simple one that's just an ounce and a half of Flor, a little bit of lemon juice and some soda water, and that is like, it's zippy, it's delicious, it's got that bubbly kind of summer thing that.
And I think again for summer, like you want simple.
Yeah.
You don't want to go home and put extra work into stuff. You want it to be something simple that you have at your house already. You bring this home, you toss in some ingredients. I think that's great.
For sure.
What else do we have here that you?
Well, speaking of simple, we have something called the 50-50 margarita. This was popularized by a bartender called Natasha Bermudez. She's in New York City in Seed Library, but 1, delicious, and 2, extremely simple. It's an ounce of triple sec, Flor de Azar, an ounce of either mezcal or tequila, and an ounce of lime juice. And you can bump it up just with a little bit of agave syrup if you like a little bit of a sweeter margarita, but it's like a Negroni. It's like a 1-1-1, nothing fancy. You can use measures or you can use whatever you have if you don't want to get fancy with it.
That's great, and I like the flower kind of offsets, because this has mezcal.
Yes.
So it kind of offsets the smokiness just a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of this deep smoky of mezcal, but this brings like life to it a little bit, I feel like.
It does, and it is kind of like a grow together, go together. We use agave syrup as our sweetness component. So it pairs really nicely with an agave spirit like a mezcal, and the flowers kind of give it just a lovely scent
Yeah, gives us a depth. Adds a little more depth
for
to
sure.
it. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. So this one is really easy and delicious, and best maybe for last for you because I hear that you are a woman of whiskey. This is a take on a Gold Rush, and it is a delicious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a banger. I really love it.
So what's in this one?
It is you can take your favorite Kentucky bourbon, an ounce of that, an ounce of Flor de Azar, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, and 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. Shake it up and pour it in there. You can put it over an ice cube if you prefer to drink it that way. But again, the same 1-to-1, 3/4 of lemon, and you're in business.
Well, and with the simple syrup in it, you would think it would have like a sticky sweetness to it, but it doesn't. I think between the liqueur and the bourbon, it cuts the sweetness a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's lovely in this glass. It looks so pretty.
I think one of the biggest and most exciting things for us is to be able to see the creativity of all of the bartenders we've been working with. Like whiskey cocktails weren't necessarily on our map. Obviously, triple sec is used in many classic cocktails. It's kind of like the silent best supporting character of alcohol, which makes it such an exciting thing to kind of get in there and talk to people and work with people, but everyone's really used it as an ingredient. So this is a riff on something that came out of one of our accounts, Tobala in the Bronx. They did a really beautiful version of this cocktail. So my mind is blown, and it's continued to happen. Rum, whiskey, anything you can really pair it with.
Well, and I think you made such an interesting product that anything that I say I can drink in a glass, to me, I'm excited to see how it can bring other things to life. And all three of these, absolutely delicious, very simple ingredients, like I said, and they pop out of the glass. I think perfect time for summer coming in when it's hot. All of these would do really well in the summertime. We're so glad that you got to come by and share your story with us.
Thank you so much. It's been so awesome to be here and so glad to share it with you.
Awesome. You can find this and many other products at saratogawine.com. Cheers.
Cheers.